day, what day is today? There's day 54 of 100 days of making webcomics. Full disclosure, I try not to eat and, well, sometimes I do drink and stuff while I do these videos, but I haven't eaten yet today, and I must say, I just got this in the mail, and this may be the greatest invention in the history of mankind, the Crunch Cup, and they're not paying me to say that. In any event, back on topic, and I just lodged a piece of Cinnamon Toast Crunch in my gums. That hurt. That's what I get for eating on camera. Anyways, today's painting, page, work, whatever you want to call it, a lot more busier than my last couple of pages, simply because I was able to get away with doing a lot of motion blurs and adding a lot of filters to my work. This one was a tad bit busier, though I was able to perform my normal tool of trade, and that is using pre-made assets to sort of speed up the process of getting a page done. So skipping along here, well, we'll get to that in a second, but I did speed today's page up a lot more than it would have normally have taken. Here I'm blocking in flats. I should just go ahead and say that's phase one of every video, is me putting in flats. I don't know why I always need to specify that, but whatever. So I block in the flats and get the white colors in for all the characters. Then I go ahead and get sort of background colors in, just for depth of space. And here I go and it shows up. Should be going in the environments folder right about now. Ooh, I just saw that is a gig's worth of space. I've got to clean that out. Anyways, I find the dungeon that they're in, copy and paste. Then I just make this to scale for the page. I crop it out, and there we go. I don't have to color the full background for that page because I didn't feel like it today. This environment and the sort of the arcade in the last chapter, way too busy for my liking. I sort of did that to myself. Just there's so much stuff going on in the background. It makes it hard at times to try to simplify it, which close up, I can simplify these pretty well, at least this environment. I can simplify it close up, like with these shots on these three panels here. It's when I pan away where it's like, okay, I got the neon lights on the side, there's the intricate details on the floor, there's the backdrop of the actual cave inside of it. It gets cumbersome the more, I guess, the more that the characters are shown, the more that I have to actually add in. Just as luck would have it, this is an environment where there is action taking place, so I can bypass it a little bit. Not sure what just went on with the fill tool there, or what that just was. Skipping along a little bit here. But yeah, those wide shots, getting all that the little small details in and redrawing it over and over, that gets tedious. So if, like I always say, if I can use a pre-made assets to sort of streamline my work, so be it. The focus is showing the art, getting the story across, and people enjoying the comic, not necessarily my ego of drawing every single page from scratch, which is ridiculous if I'm actually trying to get this comic completed. This is the last time I try to record on an empty stomach. So, let's see, where am I now? Oh, getting ready to do Barry's hair. I don't know why I didn't just pen tool that, but I also had to sort of get creative and figure out how the angle of Barry's hair was looking from the side. I was about to try to do it my normal way of, that is hard to explain, but sort of how it is down here with the everything's pointing towards the left of Barry's head, and then I just drop the shadow in. At least that's in my mind how I see it. But with Barry sort of at a almost 3/4 angle, couldn't necessarily do that, or it didn't really look right. So that was why you sort of have the hair pointing in one way and then the shadow coming in beside it. It's not typically how it looks, but it's a different angle for Barry than what I've used for the majority of this chapter. Of course, Dan, he doesn't have Dan face today because he just got slammed through a wall, so not as much energy as previous. But I went ahead and got this shaded in. I forgot to do the details with the flames. After about 2 or 3 days of getting that done and my flats on point every day, I was bound to forget at some point. So I didn't necessarily remember the day. And I didn't remember partially because it didn't need to be shown. For Dan, like I said, get away with some stuff. Because his full body is not shown, I could get away with not showing the orange flames on his sleeves. With Raekwon in the next panel to the right, you're not going to be able to see the purple flames on his outfit at all on that one. The bottom one you can see, but sort of working on the bottom one opened my eyes to a problem I had with this page that I've been doing quite frequently lately, and I need to pay attention a little more so that I can stop that from happening. We'll come to that in a second. Oh, this is where I discovered. So, let me go back just a tad. Let's see here. There it is. What you see right there, I'm about to pour milk on myself. What you see right here is me using the eraser tool and taking the color out of the page. Reason why that's happening is I did all of my flats and was so in the zone. I got music playing, I got all this other stuff going on. I was really feeling today's paint, feeling it so much so, as you can see on the side here, I'm missing a normal layer outside of my flats because I forgot to create a separate layer for my flats. So every bit of shading that's been done on this page has been done on the exact same layer. That's a huge mistake, and I've got to start paying more attention. That's like at least the third time in a week I've done that, or at least it feels like it. I gotta cut that out because once again, when I convert these for prints for actual physical comic books, if I need to make an edit or anything like that, I'm pretty much, it's gonna be a chore to redo if I need to do anything. And the only easy editable, I guess is the word, whatever, that I'm gonna be able to do with this is text when it's added. So I've got to remember to lock my flats and work on another layer, just so that it's sort of, I have a cushion if I make a mistake. Like I say, it's just an honest mistake, but it's one that I'm making way too frequent right now. So I gotta pay attention. And today, it wasn't even due to me being tired or anything like that. Like I said, I was just in the zone and I just started making stuff happen. Like I was just working. So here is Raekwon. As I said, you won't see the purple flames or anything because they're not visible. Though I gotta add Raekwon's, I don't want to say chain or necklace, but whatever it is that he has around his neck, gotta add that in. I keep forgetting that. So I'm glad I saw that. I need to go back and add that in after I finish recording this. There we go. I tried to erase something else and I took the color out. I think it was at this point that I went screw this and I made a new layer anyways. Yep, that was me backing up completely. There's the new layer on the side popping up and I finished the rest of the picture. So I did eventually do it. It's just that those previous 2 pages, there's not really much editing I can do with those. I would have to actually paint over any problems or issues that I have with that later. The rest of, outside of that though, there were no real issues or nothing crazy going on with my painting of this page. I'll skip along a little further than this. Okay, there we go. You would think with me using pre-made assets that I would just go ahead and reuse the same thing in Barry in panels like this because he's so far away you're not going to be able to tell. I don't know why I just still feel like placing Barry in and color. I think I just like coloring Barry at this point or doing the shading for him. So that's why I don't do that with him as often. I'm about to say I could easily get away with it. He's a stationary robot, but just don't do it. Plus, I'd already done it with the background, and that was the lion's share of what this panel would have ended up being, is all these details in the background. So, yeah, since it's pulled out. If I had to paint all of this in the background and draw this out every single time. I can't imagine how long it would be taking me not only to get these pages done each day for the challenge, but my comic done in general. And like I said before, that's a crazy detail to be taking time out to do every single day when, if you read my comic, or when anybody reads my comic, you're not going to notice this. It's just going to be the characters in the background. Who cares if I drew every single detail every single time you saw it? If I drew it once and then just copied and pasted it where I need to, you're not really going to know or care that much. Necessary shortcuts. You just got to make them sometimes. I say I should get that put on like a t-shirt or something. I think I say it so often in these videos. I don't know why this looks like it pops very well, or at least the color pops very well for this panel, considering it's just nothing but a shot of Raekwon's head from behind. I don't know why it's such a big deal, but it looks very clean. Like, that came out very well, if I must say so myself. But I think I did do partial text. It's like I say, full text and conversation and stuff. I try not to get in these videos. Entice people with some reason to actually read my comic. But I think as I keep zooming in and zooming out that I added the text to this. Let's see. Or at least I added that one. Yeah, there we go. So it was just simple exclamation. And yeah, that's day 54. So still going strong. I got about a month and a half, I believe. Just about a month and a half remaining of this challenge. So yeah, still going strong. So far, I've held up my end of the bargain on the challenge of being able to get 30 minutes of work done every day. And which that's the challenge criteria. My criteria is to, if I got pages to do, to get a page done every day. And so far, I'm living up to it. And I am blazing through chapter 5 so far. So we'll see what tomorrow brings for day 55. But in the meantime, let me know what you think. Let me know how you think the page came out. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff if you haven't. And you all have a good one. And I'm out. I swear to God, the Crunch Cup is absolutely genius.